Good morning, Central Indiana. It is 8 o'clock on your Saturday morning. I'm Matthew Foltz alongside Lindsay Monroe. Thanks for starting your weekend with us here on 13 Sunrise. It is a great start to a great weekend in store, Lindsay. Much cooler temperatures outside. Yeah, the next 48 hours going to be a little weird. Going to feel like fall, certainly, but we're not settling into this pattern. So if you like the heat, that's just something to note if you step outside. And yeah. You might need a jacket this morning. Things are certainly changing. Did you? Yeah. Heat warmers in the car. Yeah, those were nice. Now we have this cold front that's been moving through the state, and this is going to continue to push off to the east. So for us, we're looking at that cooler and drier air moving in on the backside of that system. Check this out. Temperatures over the next 48 hours, as I mentioned, they are going to be below average because we've got this much cooler and drier air mass that's going to take over from the north today. We've also got a very warm Lake Michigan. So because of that, we're actually seeing lake effect cloud cover and rain showers coming off of that. So northern parts of the state certainly will see some increased clouds due to that and maybe even a stray rain shower. Now we are running 18 degrees cooler than this time yesterday here in the Indy Metro. And you can see behind that frontal system, the temperatures across the board are much cooler across central Indiana. Down by 19 degrees in Muncie. We're down by 16 degrees down in Shelbyville. 18 degrees cooler over in Greencastle as well as Indy. That puts us at 51 for your current temperature, but outlying locations at this hour still in the upper 40s. So it's going to be a cool one, of course, to get today started. And overall today, well below average. Do have some increased clouds in the forecast for later today. Again, that's going to be that lake enhanced cloud cover. 68 your forecast high, 67 at 6 p.m. keeping the sky clear. 65 your forecast high in Muncie later today. Could even see some upper 30s overnight tonight in some outlying locations. We'll talk about when temperatures warm back up as well in your full forecast. All right, we'll see you then, Lindsay. This morning, we're reaching out to IMPD to see if they've identified a suspect in a deadly shooting on the west side. It happened around 7 last night on Lupine Drive near 465 and 34th Street. That's where police say they found a woman in critical condition. She later died at the hospital. At the scene, police told us they had not identified a suspect or person of interest just yet. However, we're still working to get an update on that this morning. We're also learning this morning from the landlord of a home in Indy's east side where police found a man and woman dead late Thursday night. And right now they believe it was a murder-suicide. The investigation started when the house's landlord called police to the location near 10th and Sherman. Another tenant complained of a foul smell. The landlord tells 13 News he tried to reach the woman listed on the lease.
I sent her a message, it showed it's delivered, so I thought her phone was on, but I just thought, let me call the non-emergency line and do a wellness check, and 30 minutes later, that's when I got the news.
Police found the door on the side of the home open and the woman and man dead inside. Meanwhile, the investigation is still ongoing. This morning, we're breaking down edited body camera footage of an IMPD officer shooting involving the officer shooting and killing a man. Police say it happened in May at an apartment complex on Cavalier Court, that's near 38th and Post on the city's far east side. Our Chase Howell spoke to the man's father just hours after the edited video was released.
Denise District 54 carjacking just occurred.
A carjacking at a gas station on the city's far east side is what police say led to an officer shooting and killing a man. Security video from that gas station supplied by IMPD allegedly shows a man with a gun approach a woman at the pump, demand her belongings, and then drive off in her car. Shortly after, IMPD says an officer spotted the car about 1.5 miles from where it was allegedly jacked.
I've got eyes on both vehicles in Cavalier Court. Serving more cars.
Police say when the officer went to approach the man, he noticed a gun in his waistband. But before that man was ever a suspect in a crime, he was Jarrett Gray's senior son.
I love my son, you know, my oldest son, my junior.
In the edited body cam footage from IMPD, the officer is seen chasing who they say is Jarrett Gray Jr. As Gray approaches the car, he turns around to grab something from the ground. That's when the officer shoots his gun 7 times.
That's the only thing that's in my mind is the whole time is just how scared he was. And, you know, how confused he was on not really knowing what to do in that moment.
After the video fades out from the editing, IMPD says the officer ran after Gray. That's when they bring us to this clip of the officer running through the apartment parking lot. As he reached Gray, he yells, "Drop it!" Then fires 7 more shots at Gray from across the parking lot.
The whole time he's running and he's getting shot in his back. The whole time. You can see as the officer was approaching him, if he was really fearful for his life, there was a trash can that he passed. He could have took cover. He could have did anything to salvage my son's life.
The edited body cam footage then shows Gray drop next to a parked car. The officer fires 2 more times. Gray then begins to shout something from afar.
I mean, the only thing I could imagine is like he was trying to surrender. Like maybe he was just saying, I give up.
The officer then commands, "Arms out! Arms out!" And then you can see Gray do some type of movement with his arms when the officer fires again.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough being a father and having to see that and see your child in a situation that is just so helpless.
Police say officers on scene did try to help Gray after he was shot, but he later died from his injuries. And while Gray Sr. thinks his son should have paid for the crime he allegedly committed, he should also be here to defend himself.
I don't make any excuse. I don't make any reservation for, what he's being accused of. However, there was no reason he had to be killed. He was really shot down.
And that was our Chase Howell reporting. The officer who shot Jared Gray Jr. was placed on administrative leave while the Use of Force Review Board looks into the shooting. We did ask Metro Police for an interview, but a spokesperson says they do not supply additional information about critical incident videos. A Zionsville mom will spend 11 years in prison after shooting her gun as police tried to arrest her. You may remember this exclusive video that 13 News obtained from the shooting. It happened on Memorial Day of last year. In the video, you see Lauren Cupp in a bikini holding a gun in the driveway. She then fires her gun with her own children nearby as police tried to serve a warrant out of Hancock County for criminal trespass and battery. A Boone County jury found Cupp guilty of resisting law enforcement and neglect of a dependent earlier this year.